the podium, somewhere on the podium, but I'm not telling you where. But anyway, Baggy Fan takes up his place at the back of the grid. We are going to take our places in our chairs, respectively, relatively comfortably. The 5 lights will soon come on. Crafty's on your right, Dodgy's on your left. Alpha Romeo versus Renault off the line. Tap 3 are on the mediums. And the lights will eventually come on, hopefully. There's a wee bit of delay here, but there we go. We've got the 5 lights coming on. We've got the 5 lights. We've got the 5 lights here in Montreal. Its lights are out, and we are racing here in Canada. And Dodgy looks to have got a better launch than Crafty. Is he going to try hard on outside of turn 1? And Hypers is trying to get in there. Dodgy just getting squeezed on the inside there. He's going to have Hypers, Crafty's teammate, running the outside there as everybody's starting to filter through turn 1 and 2 relatively cleanly for the most part. And I think everybody is still facing in the right direction. As Sprightly takes a wee trip across the grass there. I'm not getting any good camera angles as the timing screens glitch. Ferrari at the back.
Oh, he's been hit off. He's been hit off as Jester.
Was he?
Yeah, he just got hit off by Lofty.
Oh, and there's... I'm sure there's carbon fibre.
Oh!
Chucked a bit.
Oh, that's deep. Yeah, Lofty just hit. Lofty just hit Jester off in the chicane, and I think Lofty got a penalty for that.
Oh, I'm getting really weird camera angles right now.
So
I'm liking it though.
Yeah, so am I. I don't really know what's going on. Oh, yellow flag. Oh, there might be people going around.
Back of the field.
There might just be people going around. Don't know. But yeah, Jester.
Oh, it's raining.
Oh, it's raining now.
It's raining.
Jester's got damage, I think.
Oh, Scott's up the inside of Lofty into the chicane.
Oh,
Both of them have to run wide.
My.
Oh, and they're side by side. They're still side by side. I think Scott's going to let him go there. Scott Laney, I'm getting a good view of it here on the Red Bull and P6, but it is Dodgy.
Side by side in the background.
Really 1.5 seconds. Oh.
Well, it's free wide in the
for
background.
turn 2.
This is where the soft runners will kick in, I think.
Honestly, Max,
there's a lot going on.
It's so hard just trying to keep up, especially with the camera angles not being favourable on our end.
I was going to say, yeah, so down at that chicane, Lofty just went barging on through, and then I don't know what he got his penalty for, I haven't said that. But he must have cut the track and made an illegal overtake. So he had to let Jester back through, but Jester has damage, so he's going to be dropping off more and more and holding up everyone behind him.
And Hypers is out of shape. Hypers has got damage too. Hypers has damage too, Max.
I think
Reynolds.
I think he hit the back of his teammate when all that kerfuffle was going on when Lofty was letting him back through. But these people on the softs will be loving life a bit more. He's already got a penalty. Already 2 cars got a penalty, and there are guys at the top.
And everybody just filtering through the final chicane to start lap 3 of 55 as the rain is just drizzling here in Canada.
There's a crash.
Where?
Hypers and Lofty. Hypers and Lofty came together.
Oh, I can't see it.
Oh, the Hypers just lost the back end on the exit and it gave Lofty damage. So even he's got damage as well. Hypers is struggling badly at the moment of a grip. But Scott Laney, I'd be on board with Scott Laney because he seems to be the one on a charge at the moment.
Is it the tyres, Max? Is this a big contributing factor here when the track's getting continuously cold and damp? Is this what it is? Is it the soft tyres just really kind of thinning the grips here? As Colton trying to go round the outside of Gareth into the hairpin, and he outbreaks his cell. Gareth retakes the place, and they're side by side off the exit. And it's going to be a drag race down to the final chicane. It'll be a dead heat between the pair of them, both powered by Mercedes.
Hyper's making a move
ahead
as well. He's made that. Oh my word! Oh, there's a big crash. There's a big crash. Lofty has just, I don't know, like Liuzzi from Italy, and it's cut this chain. There's a lot going on at the front. Hypers has got big damage now. I don't know what Lofty was doing, but he got all out of shape and just cut across the grass. And Lofty is now down to P5. Sorry to cut across you, but that was quite dramatic.
No, you're alright. And I think we're really going to start to see the
intermediates
aspect.
Hello?
Flying lemons ahead of the curve? Honestly,
way too early, surely. Oh, more damage from Renault. I think
I'm going to jump on board with
Hypers
Hypers.
is slow. Oh my god, that's understeer.
Oh, and that's put...
Oh, Scott's past
And-
Lofty as well. Two all coming up Scott at the moment. Scott Laney, SLR Scott. And a
Yellow
flying
flags,
lemon.
that's
Yeah, it's a
lemon.
lemon. That's too early. Way too early. It's raining, but it's not wet.
It's... I think, like, this is the kind of thing, isn't it? Like, the track doesn't look like it's getting any wetter. And we've got Gareth going round the side of Lofty. I think Lofty just looks like he's going to let him go. Lofty's away into the pits anyway. I think damage has got a bit too much for him there. Gareth has got the DRS over Scott, and I can see Scott Laney having a wee look at Hypers in front.
Oh.
And, oh, and Gareth has the door shut in his face there for Scott as Flying Lemon picked up a 3-second time penalty there. We will try and keep penalties to an absolute minimum to try and keep the suspense.
Scott Laney is close. Oh, there's big damage. Big damage to Scott Laney.
Oh, that's Scott Laney.
He's in the
That's
wall.
Scott
That's
Laney,
big.
big damage.
Oh.
That's a VS. Oh,
What is going
that's
on?
a VSC.
Aye. He just lost it. I think he just lost it. I went on board with him and he was in the wall. So he's obviously just lost it. It's that corner you were saying, Riggs. It's that chicane on the exit. Maybe he's understeered, I don't know, but he's looking so good. It's just all gone so wrong.
Exactly, and like the good thing for Scott Laney is Red Bull does give you wings, so he'll definitely get a new one. But it's free wide out the hairpin. Scott Laney's got
drive
damage.
through for someone.
And he's blown. That's cold.
Oh no.
I'm trying to get a good camera angle. They're all equally terrible. And Paul's made contact with Dolphin, and there's the front wing.
Oh, what is
Paul
Gary?
in the cockpit. And it's just getting chucked about at the back of the circuit. And we've got the Alfa Romeo.
Hypers
We've
is
got
a
Alfa
drive
Romeo
through.
with Cowan.
I think Hypers is a drive through.
Oh, and they're all just squabbling about the same piece of tarmac there, and Red Bull are in again, and they're double stacking again.
Oh my word, another double stack. So we had double stack down at Haas, now we have double stack at Red Bull. I don't know what's going on this race. But what I do know is Dodgy is oblivious to what is going on right now. And is in first. Oh, Gareth. Who's that? Grumpy Orange almost losing the car. I don't know what's going on, Riggs.
I honestly don't know, and I'm just going to apologise to everybody in advance because see all these camera angles we're getting, they're all bad, and that's Steve-O hitting the wall on the outside. I think he's got away without any damage. We'll get a better view down here into turn 8 and 9, but he's going to have Baggy Fan and SLR Russell clipping at the heels. Baggy Fan's literally pushing him through that third chicane. But this is the kind of thing, Max, like, the weather is deteriorating the conditions of the track, but the track itself is they dropping at such a rate for people to come in for inters.
There's people fighting at the back. I think called the two Mercedes. Hello, Cowan's come out of nowhere. Says, thank you very much. I'll take that position off you, Neelix. Neelix not really. Well, he's had a half decent start, but he's probably gained those positions from people pitting more than anything. So he's had a cautious start from the Mercedes, but yeah, we'll have
Oh, Cowan, sorry, Cowan just went deep, and it's completely hindered Neelix's exit. We're going to see if Dolphin can get by Colden into turn 1. He isn't quite alongside, but Colden really kind of starting to drop off at SLR Russell and Baggy Fan, who are kind of keeping Steve-O for company.
Dolphin's going to get past, I think.
And Steve-O's hit the wall. Steve-O's hit the wall on turn 4, and he's got wing damage, and he's going to have both Ferraris basically looking to buy, and Russell's tapped Steve-O. Baggy Fan's up the inside of Steve-O in the chicane, but Steve-O up the inside.
Russell!
And it's free wide.
Russell's made a unbelievable.
They're still free wide.
Oh,
They're still free wide. This is just going to end in tears if they don't watch what they're doing. And Russell makes it by the pair.
Oh, he's gone deep. He's gone deep. He's kept the position, but I mean, possibly should give that back, but we'll see. Colden has lost 2 positions. He's hit the wall somewhere as well.
And Russell went deep into the hairpin. Steve-O's just completely stopped the car.
I thought Baggy was about to go flying into the wall there. He was on the grass. Oh, Riggs, I don't even know. Gareth's in. I think that it's not. I don't know if it's wet enough or not. But people are speeding into the pit lane because of the wet conditions. Sprightly and Steve-O has sped into the pit lane. But yeah, Russell made a good move. If you're dodgy, you're probably just like, you just don't even know what's going on at this point because He's absolutely flying, and he's already lapped a flying lemon. Yeah, I don't even know. Scott Laney's onto the hard compound tyres. I'm not sure why when it's raining.
Oh, Grumpy On just went by. Sorry, Max. Grumpy On just went completely out of shape through turn 7, and Maxwell's got the P4, and Russell is on the back of Grumpy On just for P5.
Oh, I just realised this is net P5 as well, because Gareth has picked for the mediums of all things. When it's raining, I tell you, raining. Just stick it out or something. I don't know.
I'm honestly struggling to understand. Oh, and Russell's. Oh, and he's away.
God.
No, he's not. He's still there.
Good save.
Oh, and Grumpy Orange has managed to get his way back up to P5, but he's immediately going to relinquish it again to Russell as we're going to go side by side down the straight. Russell's went very deep into the inside. Is he going to try and hoard it in the inside? Gareth, Grumpy Orange
he's
in.
speed as well. Everyone's speeding into the pits. You need to calm down, boys. Just
let me just check, right? So Ferrari qualified P17 and P20 in their 5 and 6, net 5 and 6.
Grumpy Orange for the intermediates. Oh, Bayhorn just understeered off the road, and the flying lemon lets him go. I don't even know what to keep up with at this point.
I'm struggling to find something to watch, not gonna lie.
Lofty and Colden. Colden is struggling. It's wet, but it's kind of getting towards the crossover point. But the people on intermediates I don't think are quick enough.
See, this is the question. This is the question, right? I don't know. I don't think it's wet for Inters. I don't think it's Inter wet yet. Like, I think it's very...
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Renault.
That's
Hypers, I think.
Hypers.
Oh, Hypers is backwards as well. He's got to be careful turning around. Oh. Dodgy's just started the lap.
Dolphin.
He's going to get lapped, his Hypers. Scott's in. Scott is in. Let's see if this is the time.
Oh, and Cowan's closing. Is he going to make a move into the chicane?
Oh, it's a double stack at Ferrari.
Oh,
that's the third double stack. Third, I tell you.
Honestly,
make that 4.
Like,
make that 4, because Mercedes is double stacking as well.
The 2 Mercedes
what
are
are you doing? Come on.
The communication lines have just fell apart.
The 4th team to double stack. I don't know what's going on. Dodgy's lap Hypers, that's what's going on. Scott, have you got any pace on those intermediates? I feel like a lot more people come in, so it's possible.
See, we would know if it was getting to that point, because the DRS normally gets turned off by race control.
Yeah. I still think
we've not had that notice yet.
Scott's
I don't think it's ready.
No, Scott's still dropping off the back of Gareth. I mean, we've got a trio here, Riggs, of Dolphin, Cowan and Gareth.
Yep.
Can I just say, for the 3rd week in a row, Maxwell is in 3rd place, as Hypers is running to the pit lane. Dodgy is in.
Dodgy's in.
Well, Jester stays out. Maxwell stays out. Oh, it's close.
Cowan's gone for the move.
It's close, Riggs.
Cowan.
It's close. Oh my word.
Oh, they're all just cutting the chicane. Like, you can tell. You can just tell the grip is falling away, but it's no falling away at a rate where intermediates will be the order of the day.
I think...
Like, it will be soon. It might maybe be at that cut-off point. Very fine cut-off point now. But we'll need to watch Dodgy and Crafty to see what kind of gap that is at the end of this lap.
The gap is closing. But Jester does have damage at the same time. Let's see, Maxwell's losing time. I think it's time to come in and change those tyres, as Jeff would say.
Aye, Scott's right on the back of Gareth now, so I think intermediates might be at.
He's catching
3
seconds, I think, at least, on this lap so far that Dodgy's caught. Maxwell has gone a bit faster than Jester, but Dodgy is definitely the faster. Scott has been...
It's up the inside.
Yeah. Don't
His
take out your teammate,
Oh,
please,
his
please,
teammates!
please, please.
You can just see the struggles. You can see the wheels locking up at the front to avoid the contact. And on! That's Sprightly off in the background. And Sprightly is facing backwards on the strut. That's not Sprightly, it's a Flying Lemon.
Side by
Apologies there.
side, Riggs. Lofty on the inside of Russell's crash. There's a safety car. Everyone's in. It's happy hour ahead of this. Russell's crashed on the straight. Oh, there's a big crash, Riggs.
Oh, big contact!
Big,
Whoa! How did that happen?
A Flying
Right, let's see
Lemon
what-
and SLR Russell. I believe, yes. So possibly Russell's gone to lap a Flying Lemon, and it's all gone pear-shaped. That's all I can say.
I mean, I think pear-shaped's maybe a bit of an understatement there, to be fair. I think it's just kind of full and hit the fan.
Yes, everyone's in now.
It was. See, this is it, innit? Like, it's. Well, what's really. I mean, I think you've kind of hit it on the head because a Flying Lemon was facing backwards on that straight. And I think he's maybe just lit up the rears to turn the car round. And Russell's just nowhere to go, reacted really late to it. And is just kind of completely collapsed in concentration, nowhere to go. It's a very tight bit of track, and this is kind of why we're under the safety car caution.
Scott Laney is going for the old cars pit stop, but he's going to be comfortably ahead, so I don't even know why I've made it that dramatic. But he's like almost about to get lapped, and he has been given the biggest lifeline ever as he is able to stay on the lead lap, and Hypers is effectively out of this race. If he wasn't already before, as he is a lap down on everyone, pretty much. Well, half the field actually.
See, this is quite. Hypers' race is quite reminiscent of China because we had the same conditions there, and he was absolutely nowhere. And it's the same here in Canada.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think Rain is really his.
Not his best friend, is
strongest
it?
suit. It's definitely no. It's more like that. It's more like that annoying neighbour. But it's that's the kind of thing, really, innit? It's really like it's pretty much curtains for Hypers because you're not allowed to unlap yourself under the safety car. So he's really just going to have to hope that wherever he's fed out, unless that's crap. Like Crafty's P2, like he's directly P2. So Hypers is like what? So he's Crafty, Scott, Maxwell, Cowan, Gareth. He's in front of Dolphin, so he's between 6th and 7th on track.
He's going to have
He's going to have to overtake the top 6, and he's either going to have to overtake the top 6 and bolt, which he's just not going to do because you're not going to do it, or you get blue flagged and you let everybody through again, and then you have to try and unlock yourself. Like, what he really needs is somebody. He needs to let everybody go, get a safety car at the right time, and just do what everybody else does today. Which means if they pit, he has to stay out and just try and hope that he unlaps himself in that process, because that's the only realistic way I can think of getting somewhat back into this race. It's only lap 14 of 35, we're not even halfway through, and each race is pretty much as good as done. But I think is this maybe a time to maybe look at some chat action and see what's happening?
Yeah, there's just a lot of. I think the AlphaTauri boys, Crispy and Midzi, are very excited to see two AlphaTauris in the top 7. Dorsey's talking about Merc, saying everybody's Merc is, for lack of a better word, poo. Dodgy's 12-second lead gone, says Bennett. That's I was thinking that unfortunate for Dodgy really, because he was in control, but these things happen in motor racing, and he's just going to have to try and keep that track position. I believe there'll probably be one more stop left in this race, and we'll see. But
Could you?
Yeah, a bit of beef between Mercedes and the rest at the moment. Hypers is
That kind of scene. Oh, on you go.
Hypers is going through everyone.
Let me see.
Oh,
Oh, Scott's nearly put him in the wall there. So what is
doing?
I'm absolutely I'm quite bewildered to actually seeing what he's doing. You're no, I don't. No, because on the game you're not meant to
Yeah,
overtake
the
under
game-
safety car.
The game doesn't let you overtake, even if it does, obviously
It's
in real
weird.
life. But I guess it's hard to do that as a game mechanic to let lap cars re-overtake. I don't know, but yeah, he's trying to, but I don't want him to interfere with the race at the same time.
He's gonna have to be wary about what's happening because he's right. He was between Gareth and Dolphin. He's now between.
I'm not sure how
Maxwell
he's
and
got
Cowan,
past
so
him,
it's
to be
between 4
honest.
and 5.
Because the game doesn't let you
The only
unlap yourself.
the only way I can hink it is if Gareth and Cowan have dropped off too far, but he's just not took Maxwell. He's just gone for it, Mercs. He's just gone for it. He's getting told to stay where he is.
No.
I've never seen
What
anything like
is he
this.
doing? Oh my!
Oh, and he's gonna have to watch because that's Maxwell.
Grumpy Orange and Deadpool now side by side for some reason. So I'm not sure what's going on back there, but
I'm
this guy's in.
I'm not sure how this is working because he's just gonna have to. Honestly, see if I was Hypers, I would honestly just let everybody go the new and just settle in at the back. Really, I'm really struggling to see, but I'm going to jump back on board to the front. We're still waiting on Scott Laney and Steve-O to get to the back of the pack, which I think they should relatively soon anyway. Scott Laney might be a couple of seconds up here, but Steve-O will definitely rejoin the back. Dodgy's going to get his back underway, and it's Dodgy, Crafty, Scott as your top 3, Maxwell and P4 as well. Dodgy looks to have already bolted. He's left Crafty for dust through the final chicane, and he's got a bit of squiggling through there, and Crafty is kind of aware he's restart there, and Crafty, Dodgy, leads us on lap 16 in a speeding penalty in the pit lane for the Haas driver there as he comes out of the pits to get some fresh intermediates on. And honestly, the race has gone very much pear-shaped for pretty much half the grid. Like, it really has just kind of hit the fan at this point, Max. It really has. But Dodgy leads for Crafty, top 2. Scott in P3. And as I was saying earlier, it is nice to see different names at the front, and Scott does have some penalties to his name, but it'll really just depend where they weigh up in the grand scheme of things at the end, because Canada is one of the tracks where penalties are in a pretty high demand, as you can see with the black and white symbols at most of the drivers' names. So it'll be interesting as Neelix has gone backwards, as we'll see what's happening to Neelix. He's lost places to Cold and Sprightly.
I wonder if you got a poor exit out of the middle sector chicane. First of the middle sector chicanes. Doesn't look like he has damage, no. Oh, Baggy Fan and Dolphin going at it. Baggy Fan ahead. And
Oh, and Dolphin's made contact with Grumpy Orange on the straight.
That was almost an airplane crash.
And Paul's got by Demons, or he's defending for Demons, and Demons has picked up a penalty for a good measure. So it's Colden. So penalties will really start coming in thick and fast as Dodgy does continue to lead for Crafty and Scott. Maxwell and P4 just kind of keeping the top 3 honest as we watch Grumpy Orange running wide on the exit of turn 2. Demons getting a bit of a switch on as the rain starts to get a bit heavier, Max, as maybe wet tyres. I think it's still a bit early for wets, as we see some front wing getting thrown about there. I think that might have come off the Alpha Tauri. I'll see if I can get a good camera angle with that. It is front right end plate off the Alpha Tauri Dolphins away, Max. He's got some damage.
Oh, yes, he has. So that's a shame for Dolphin. But yeah, so it looks like Deadpool is going to have a look, and Demons behind as well. Oh, Paul's deep. It's going to allow Demons to have a run. It's going to have a go. There's Demons around the outside. Oh, on the grass. Oh, it's going to get sketchy in the braking zone, I think. He does a little block on the apex, does Paul, and places his car very nicely, but I think Demon's all out of shape. He's struggling for traction, but is he going to have a go? He hasn't put on his overtake, so I think he's going to just let things happen because he's seen Paul make a mistake, and if he can just keep it going in a straight line, he'll try and hope for another mistake from Paul and get past him eventually. But it's still a dolphin from Paul from Demons at the moment. As Maxwell's just fallen off the back and loves a bit of a train as Maxwell, and Cowan's wet setup is helping him out as he's in the top 5. It's 2 Alfa Romeos in the top 5.
Alfa Romeo really showing up this race weekend, having a strong. I mean, right now Maxwell getting a bit of slide on through turn 8, and it's no every day. I mean, we know that's Hypers.
Oh, Hypers. Yeah.
Hypers has really just had one to forget. This is the one that I would want to be sticking on my fridge anytime soon. But
Sprightly on Colden.
Oh,
he's backed out.
Oh, and Sprightly's kind of just hit the dip on that inside Kirby turn 8.
Oh, Demons
really
again.
He
went. Oh, he's going around the outside there.
Late on the outside, run the outside. Is he going to do it? Paul shows him the door. And Demons no way in, but Dolphin's got a sluggish exit off the hairpin, and Paul's got a run on him.
No, don't go 3 wide, please. Oh, there's a Renault.
They're going! There's contact on the straight! No, and there's big contact, and there's a retirement, the wheels are off. They're coming back across the track! They're coming back across the track! I'm trying to get a good camera angle.
I had the
and that's a safety car, understandably.
I had the off-board shot of that, and that was scary, to say the least. Oh, I was on board with Demons, and I
was on board with Demons too.
I saw the. Oh my. Yeah. Okay, let's just take a breath. Take a breath, everyone.
Take a minute.
I don't know what I've just seen there. I'm speechless, really. All I had to say was, "Oh my god!" Yeah. I think it was just to come. I think it was just to come together. They were trying to go 3 wide, and then it was like 4 wide because Hypers was just sitting there getting out of the way. And then it was who hit the side of who? Dolphin hit the side of.
Dolphin got a really
I don't even know. No, dead Paul. He was there.
Dolphin got a really sluggish exit off the hairpin. Paul got a run on Dolphin, and I think Paul and Dolphin had tapped wheels, and I was on board with Demons at the time.
Yeah.
And with Dolphin getting out of shape, they hit Demons, and both of them went into the wall. And then one of the cars came back across to the racing line, hit another couple of cars.
Know what was happening. They kind of just. I think it was Dolphin who rolled backwards, and then that was all she wrote. For whoever was coming along. Yeah, that was. I thought it was over. Then he was just in the air. Oh no, it might have been. Unless it was Demons who was in the air. I don't know. Honestly, I need to just. Yeah, I will need to see that again because I don't really know what happened. All I know is I saw a car in the wall, 2 cars in the wall. Sprightly's left the session, so I'll get him back in. But yeah, that happened. All I'm going to say is that happened, and hopefully we can just move on.
That is definitely one of the scariest things you see when you're in the wet, because you don't have much control of your car as it is in these conditions, as they look to just continuously get worse. But it's the fact that, see, as soon as something like that happens, like at such high speeds, you're pretty much just a passenger in your own car. So it really, like, as soon as I seen that, as soon as I seen the bit of contact.
Oh no, Baggy's at the back of Gareth. What are you doing, son?
It's an interesting grid now, because it's an Alfa Romeo 1-2, Gareth's in 3rd, Baggy's up into 4th in the Ferrari, and Grumpy Orange in P5.
One's in, 2 people are in.
Cowan comes in. Dodgy's keeping track position, but Crafty's went for fresher tyres, as is Scott. They were fighting for 2nd and 3rd earlier, just before the safety car had come out. Hypers is once again trying this tactic of trying to just subtly find his way through the grid as he overtakes Grumpy Orange. I don't think it's going to work. We'll jump on board him to see how he gets on, but I think he's just going to get back into. He's just going to go for it. He's overtook the safety car.
Hyper's been disqualified. Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
Deary me. Oh, this is not going well. This is not going to end well. Just please,
dear.
AI, just get out of the way.
He's going to have to watch.
Please,
just
AI.
Slowly filter through
okay,
everybody.
he's off. Good. He's off.
Is he?
He's off the track.
He's on the grass.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not too sure. Like, it's. Is it what? Like, here's the question that kind of is getting begged really for me, right? How hard is it to program that rule when it's that rule in real life? Because you are allowed to date it.
Yeah.
When it's safe.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, obviously,
is it really that hard to date?
I don't know. I'm not an expert on that area, so I don't know. Obviously, in real life, they get a message. Every car gets a message to let lap cars overtake if there is any safety cars in this lap. I don't know if we're going to have wets, but there could have been a masterstroke by all the people who pitted, because these guys are going to have to stop again if it stays in us for the rest of the race.
Definitely, I think Crafty and Scott keep their noses clean. I've definitely kind of called it right. Maxwell, Tay, Steve-O and one lap fresh enters. They've made their stops. If it stays this way... Oh, we're back on the race and safety cars in. Sorry, Max. Completely been sidestepped by you talking about tyres. But Dodgy does lead us away. Oh, and that's Gareth getting a wee bit of a slide off the final chicane. And it's a Williams 2-3. Grumpy Orange and Gareth leading the charge. Paul in P4. Crafty up into 5th with the fresh intermediate. Scott in P6. He does have a penalty bearing down on him, but I don't think it's that much. Don't think I've seen anything more than the ones.
Close. Oh, yes. Baggy fans up the inside. On Scott Laney.
Up the inside. Ferrari versus the Bull. And Baggy's getting twitchy on the exit. Colden's going to just have to settle in behind. Red Bull versus... Oh, and Baggy's tapped the back of him. And I think that's a bit his front wing coming off there into the grassy turn 4. And you can see him understeering. And he's going to have to watch because Colden's want to try and get by. And Baggy is just... Oh, he's just understeering. You can see the damage, and you can. Oh, I've got a nice wee camera angle here underneath the Ferrari. I'm liking this. As we can see behind, we can see Baggy Fan Colden.
Very nice.
We can see Colden and Sprightly and Lofty, and we can even see Dolphin right at the back there as we see him get a bit of a shape. And the camera angle has changed once again. I'm going to jump on board with Scott because I've not really seen Scott all that much. We've seen his name in the conversation, but we've not really rode on board with him. And he is right behind Crafty, who's right behind Paul, who's right behind Grumpy Orange. So he is at the tail end of this queue for the final podium place. So we'll sit on board with him as we go through the final chicane. Relatively clean film there. Crafty got a much better exit and a bit of purchase there as we see Crafty slowly closing in on Paul. And you can see Scott there as well as getting right up behind Crafty. And Grumpy Orange just spun.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a big shame. Has he got a front wing? He does, but he's cut the corner. Yeah, that is a shame, unfortunately. But that might be the sign of the tyres, as Riggs doesn't have any available controllers.
Sorry, my controllers. My controller just disconnected. Sorry, everybody. My apologies there. I got the warning about like lap 2 and I thought I was going to make it to the end, but apparently that did not end up being the case. Is Sprightly's retired? Is that
Sprightly's retired? That's on track. He did just join back in the session.
He's parked up at turn 2.
That is on track retirement. It's odd. But yeah. I don't know what the gap is between top 2, but it seems to be quite a margin, and Deadpool is holding up Jester, but I think Jester's in the net lead because I don't think it's going to get. It seems to have stabled out.
Oh, and Scott's just got enough time there to slap on the brakes and avoid the contact.
Oh, Grumpy Orange is round.
Oh! Everybody's going to have to go to the right, the left.
Crashed on the exit.
And Grumpy Orange, who was running respectively.
All the way. at the back.
That was absolutely hectic there. We've seen the Williams just getting out of shape, out of control on the final chicane, and everybody done a great job of avoiding the Williams just spearheading back across the track. And Grumpy Orange, who was having a massively respectful race in P3, is funny sell back in P15, and I think he does have damage as well. So
He did, yeah.
So he's got that on him as well.
I was going to say, Riggs, I don't think it's getting any wetter at the moment, so I think these guys on the top are in trouble. Obviously, fresh inters will be good, but will really have the chance of getting back up there. I don't know, but at the moment, Jester is in the net lead if Dodgy, Gareth and Ball can't make it to the end. I'll be very surprised if they do. But you never know. How slow can you go? But yeah, Panther says tyres should go to the end. Whether they'll go to the end in any good condition remains to be seen. But I'd have to say Jester at the moment is favourite to finish first on track at least. But yeah, we'll see how the tyres feel.
Definitely, as we ride on board with
One for the end, I think.
I think it'll definitely be the end of the race. Should he try and get his way through? He's got Paul to try and get by as well. So Paul is occupying P3 at the moment, and Crafty is right underneath the rear wing of the Red Bull through turns 8 and 9 into the chicane there. Paul, he's one of the few drivers not to have any kind of penalty this race. So I mean, in a track like Canada, it's a very hard thing today. Is to go penalty free. So he's definitely got that to his name. Hopefully I've no through the cuss on him and I've no through him under the bus. But Crafty definitely trying to get by the Red Bull at any which cost now, because if he doesn't, it means Gareth might end up getting P2, and it means Paul will end up getting P3 should he keep a relatively clean race. And we've got Neelix up for the back of the grid, up into P6 as well, being hounded by Beth McLaren's and Cowan in the background there as well. So Neelix is kind of just appeared out of nowhere, albeit he is on 14 lap old intermediate, so maybe getting into the end might be a bit of a stretch, but it might just be a matter of tyre management and maybe just trying to capitalise on any penalties that will happen up in front.
I hope that looks like Scott got a bit out of shape going through that right-hander. I hope as Jester looks ever closer. I don't think he's going to go for a move here. No. That's what I say. I think that. No, I know what I was going to say. I hope that there's no more big incidents left to go, and I hope we just run to the finish as Jester's going to have a look down the inside. Oh.
Very close, but the switchback's on, Max. He's going to have the traction. Or is he going to have the traction?
Or is he?
He might have the straight line speed. I think both of them are side by side. It's a dead heat. Crafty does have the inside though, so he should have the advantage going into the chicane. He's going to have to watch because Paul is alongside. He nearly completely cut him off there. Oh, and in the chicane, can Scott maybe capitalise on this? Oh, and he has to kind of connect the steering there. The back end of the car just wanted to step out. And Crafty gets by Paul, and I think now that might be Crafty kind of trying to set his sights on Gareth. 6 seconds down the road. It's not impossible. Can definitely be done in these final 8 laps.
That's the tyre advantage. And does he have the psychological advantage? Does he have all the advantages in the world? But the only advantage he doesn't have is track position. And Scott is looking this way and that. But Deadpool is holding firm at the moment.
He's almost got like, he had like 96 or 97% of his energy there, Scott, so he is probably just going to waiting for the prime time. I don't know how much Paul's got. Paul's got 40%, so Scott's pretty much got double and then some. Is he going to try and go for it into the inside of the hairpin? Paul is going to defend the inside. Is Scott going to let the car roll on the outside? He's going for the switchback. The brakes are absolutely glowing with the heat. Scott's basically giving Paul the hurry up off the exit. Paul parked his car relatively well for what I could see on the broadcast camera. But Scott
Oh my
should...
god, Baggy and Colden are off the track down a hairpin. Almost. There's a bit of side-by-side action.
Oh,
back
and there's a...
here.
Oh, we twitched the dolphin at the back there. You can see
Oh,
him.
not again, not again, please. Oh my word.
Honestly, Maxwell's got a penalty as well.
Oh, Scott. It's close, Scott is close, but he's not close enough. He really is just pushing him around these corners. At the moment. I think Colden is going to go for a move on Baggy, possibly. No, he's going to stay behind. But yeah, Scott is the man on the mission at the moment, and he's staring at the back of that Red Bull.
It's definitely... Scott really is looking to be quicker of the two here so far. I think Paul, you can see in his sense, like, Gareth's... sorry, no Gareth. Crafty's not exactly closing the gap on Gareth, but it just shows that Paul really is kind of starting to become the... And Scott's picked up a penalty there for cutting turn 8, which will not do him any favours there. That will definitely help the likes of Neelix and even Cowan maybe jump up the order there, should the penalties be in a mass amount. But looking at it, Max, yellow flags, dolphin. We just knew it as soon as we saw the... I loved how in sync we were there. Scott just having the same issues with Crafty had and trying to get by Paul. Paul just doing everything, and he is entitled to also defend the position. But it's the fact that it's really hard to overtake in the rain.
I don't think Jester's got the pace.
It's not really...
He's dropped back from Gareth.
Mm-hmm.
And Gareth dropped back from Dodgy. So Dodgy's had a lot to deal with in terms of safety car restarts and all that. But he is, after taking the lead after Lofty and Jester getting to blows, Deadpool almost loses the car before the braking zone. Since he's taken the lead on lap 1 after Lofty and Jester came together, he has never looked back, really.
Pretty
Can
much.
he hold on?
He's actually done really well. Dodgy has really kind of been class of the field. I mean, I'm starting to kind of think, do you think the tyres will drop off that badly for Dodgy in the lead and for Gareth in P2? Do you think they'll just completely fade away? You gave me the feel there.
Sorry, I was looking at the chat at the same time you said that. Because Freeman said could be puncture. We'll see. They're questioning the tyres. I don't know, because Jester's hasn't really got the pace.
He's dropped off.
He's got alright pace, but he's not got great pace at the moment. He's kind of just driving at a pace which will get him the podium, but Deadpool doesn't have any penalties, so won't get him the podium at the moment, so he needs to get a hurry up, and Dodgy doesn't have one singular penalty either. So it's all coming up.
Oh, and Neelix! Sorry, Maxwell's got inside of Neelix! Neelix made a wee mistake off the chicane, and Maxwell took the tightest possible gap, made work on it, sorry, completely. Oh, and Maxwell nearly put Neelix in the wall. My throat is just completely went. And
Neelix is slow.
Oh, I think Neelix may have damage.
Lost position.
I think he may have damage. No,
He hit the back of Maxwell. No, I don't think he does have damage. He just hit the back of Maxwell and just lost drive completely, and that was it really.
Oh, honestly, I've never. My throat just completely. Oh, Dodgy's in!
Oh,
Dodgy's in! Don't know what's happened there. He's gone for some fresh rubber. And
Paul's in as well.
Oh,
That's bizarre.
this is interesting.
Softs, what are you doing? No, Paul.
What's-
what are you doing?
is it really that dry?
Oh.
Paul! That's nice.
Rain stopped.
The rain has stopped. You're
Oh
right
my
there.
God, the rain stopped.
Absolutely right. Are we going to see us? Are
Dodge.
we going to see softs?
my-
Are we going to see a soft sprint?
No,
Then?
it's too early. It's too early.
He actually
I mean,
looks
we
like he's
literally
got
just
some.
had.
Oh, I was going to say, it looks like Dodge's got some grip, and I'm like, aye, so he's on fresh inters rigs. He's no in the softs. I thought he was on the softs then. I was
There's no
like,
grip.
Lofty's in. Lofty's in on the softs. Is it
It's
real?
no grip. There's no grip.
Can you keep an eye
It's
on
too
Paul and
early.
Lofty? Just see how they're
I'll
really
keep an
getting
eye
on.
on him, but there's not really any grip unless they just. Nah, there's no grip. It's not. It's way too early. Way too early. Oh yeah, Paul's in the wall. Paul is in the wall.
Oh,
So there you go.
badly.
He's got damage. I don't know what Dodgy's doing. What's he done? Has he just thrown away?
I mean,
Unless he was about to get a puncture, I'd have just carried on to get the puncture at this point. I'd rather go big or go home. He's side by side with Steve-O.
Steve was beating him on straight line speed.
Steve-O, I think, is... Yeah, well, he's not losing that much weight. Oh,
Oh,
Steve-O's
big wiggle there
run.
for the McLaren.
Yeah,
And Dodges just took advantage of that there.
be simple.
And Neelix is going to try and get a run on Cowan. Cowan is still... he'd be a reasonable margin, and that's Crafty!
Yellow flag.
That's Crafty! That's Crafty, he's in the
don't
wall!
reverse.
Oh, and there's
my
massive
God, it's-
contact with the wall on the inside there, and
with the
Crafty's
wall.
absolutely threw it away.
No, what is going on? Dodgy's back up into P4. Baggy Fan is ahead of Colden. Oh no, that was going past Jester. I don't know why Baggy Fan and Colden changed places unless something did happen. But Dodgy is back in this race, is he? But I don't know. Gareth is 10 seconds clear. 10 seconds. It's so dry. It's getting drier by the minute. I don't think you dare, but then you can gain so much time.
This is the
Do they pit?
This is... I don't know. I don't know if I want to. Would you, like, see if this was you, would you pit? That is the question.
I don't know. If I was somewhere around the back of the field at this point, I think we'd have to chance. Oh, Gareth missed the chicane. Gareth missed the chicane. Got away with it. Do you pit?
Scott going to
Not
come in.
pitting.
It's bone dry.
No,
it
that's
looks absolutely dry.
I think everyone's going to stick out here. We're going to go into this. They're going to burn out, though. This is going to be very touch and go to the end of the Grand Prix. In terms of tyres, Gareth is on the oldest tyres, along with Neelix, and they're going to get massive amounts of wear now. So I don't even know how many points, how many pens. I'm not going to tell you. So.
Just straight up slap him into his lane there. Scott Laney picks up a 3-second time penalty, so you'll count Scott's at least get 3, but we'll try and keep the
I don't
penalties
know.
to an absolute
DRS
minimum.
is enabled.
Oh,
DRS
it's dry?
has been enabled.
Do you come in? That is the question. Do you come in?
I don't know. I think
I don't
Dodgy
think you will.
can.
I
I
don't
think
you
Dodgy's
do.
still going to win this race.
It depends how
I
many
think
penalties.
he can still win this race.
It depends how many penalties Gareth's got.
I don't think Gareth's making this to the end.
You sure?
I don't think he's making this to the end. I think he's going to get a puncture. I can't see him making this to the end. He's not going to make it to the end in any good shape. It's so dry, but it's so late.
This is...
Oh, he's in! He's in!
Oh, Gareth's in! Gareth's in the
Gareth's
pits!
in.
He's in the pit lane! What do you do? Do you just stay
Gonna
out?
pit.
Do you stay
I
out?
think Gareth's done the right thing, though.
Oh, Maxwell stays
He's gotta
out!
come in.
Maxwell stays out! Dodgy's out! Dodgy's
Maxwell's
staying out.
chanced it. Oh, I think Gareth has got this. Possibly. I don't know. Where's he going to come out? I think he might come out. Oh, Dodgy's made a move. Dodgy's made the move.
Into the lead.
Yeah.
He gets by Maxwell, and that's the change for the lead again.
A lot of people in. A lot of people are in. Scott Laney all the way up into P5. Steve-O is currently in a podium place, but Karen is right behind him without a penalty, so it doesn't actually matter at the moment. Unless Karen absolutely bins it.
And the two Alpha Tauris, Dolphin and Scott, P9 and P10.
Gareth has got so much more grip. He needs to get these moves done. Oh, this is going to be very close. And he's got... I think Dodgy's got the penalties in his favour. Oh, Steve-O's almost lost it.
And
and
Gareth
Steve-O's
making the
blocking
penalty.
it.
The block... and that's got it on Cowan's on the outside. And the
He's got...
chicane.
Oh, what a move.
That is a great move, especially in the conditions being as this adverse. Gareth's going to try and go up the inside of
Go.
Steve-O.
Oh,
Steve-O's
my
going to try and
goodness,
keep
go
the
for
door shut. He's going to keep shutting the door. Gareth's just, he can't find a way through. And
No,
Steve-O's went
he's
deep.
got a soft tyre.
He's went deep.
Give it a move.
Oh, and they're going to go side by side, and I think Steve-O is just went too deep there, and Gareth's just got so much more grip, so much more traction, and I think that was
Bone
it.
dry at the moment.
Absolutely bone dry.
Yellow flag,
flags,
Ferrari, baggy fan.
and
Yeah, the grip. He's got to watch out the grip. The grip is the key. Gareth needs to. It's final lap, Riggs. It's final lap. Driver of the day votes as well.
I get them in.
Get them in.
Oh, Gareth's
Oh,
went deep.
Gareth's deep.
Oh.
Oh. Scott and Jester side by side.
Scott up the inside of Crafty. Crafty's just spun again.
Oh, no, Jester's spun again.
Oh, this has really just been one of the races, isn't it? That's really. Oh, he's got to watch. Oh, and that's. Oh, that's Neelix. No, it's not. It's Neelix. It is Neelix. Neelix just hit them. He's just hit him on the exit of turn 2. Scott is right on the back of Steve-O now. Just so much more grip, and Scott and Steve-O nearly come to blows there on the exit of turn 7. Down the back straight, they go the third of the 3 DRS zones. Gareth's right on the back
Dodgy.
of Maxwell, sorry.
Dodgy's going to win this. Dodgy's going to win this race. He hasn't got any penalties. This is sketchy.
And we're going to see Gareth just have so much more grit. Maxwell is pretty much defenceless, but Dodgy, we floated through it with a late pit stop into change for some intermediates. The track had dried quicker than you could say my name. Dodgy does come up to the checkered flag to take victory in what has been a very truly chaotic Canadian GP here.
Oh, Gareth has a lot of penalties.
And Gareth's got a lot. Maxwell's in P2. Gareth's in Maxwell's in P2.
Cowan.
Oh, Cowan!
Oh,
Alpha 1-2!
1-2.
It's an Alpha 1-2! It's an Alpha 1-2! It's an Alfa Romeo 1-2. Dodgy, Cowan, Maxwell, your top 3. Gareth just missing out with penalties. Scott Laney, Scott Neelix, Steve-O, Dolphin, and Colden rounding out your top 10. Lofty comes across the line. Jester's in 11. Lofty 12. Paul with some damage on the front wing. P13. Ends up being P12, and Grumpy Orange is just spun on the final chicane. Baggy fan's going to take P14, and that means Grumpy Orange is going to take the win. Spin of the race. I thought he was going to reverse up to the line there, and I'd be like, we'd be here for quite some time, because he is quite a bit done. He is quite a good bit away from the actual checkered flag. So,
wow, what a race! I have to say that it's got to be one of the best races I've watched. Just non-stop action. I said I didn't want any big crashes, but I was all for the dry at the end of the race. I didn't see that coming. That came out of absolutely nowhere. And Cowan and Dodgy, no penalties between the both of them, between either of them. It's an absolute masterclass from the both of them in terms of track limits. Cowan, rightly, in my case, gets driver of the day. Dodgy is well deserved as well, but Cowan out of absolutely nowhere with no penalties jumps up into P2, and that is thoroughly deserved.
definitely, and the stream has peaked at 69 viewers at the current moment, and I think us 69ers
That is nice.
have been well treated to a truly spectacular race where conditions really have played a part. Safety cars were in abundance, chaos ensued just about everywhere you looked, and drivers
12
just couldn't.
seconds for Gareth. Oh, that's bad.
And it looks to be Dodgy who started P2
Fastest lap as well.
and takes the fastest lap as well. He does take the checkered flag here, and it's his teammate SLR Cowan, who I think this is his first podium in a while, because I don't think I've ever spoke to him.
I think it's his first ever podium.
Oh, his first ever podium was
First
Cayman.
ever. Can I just say, Rick, before we finish,
There you go.
the only two drivers who didn't get a single penalty are 1 and 2. And they're both Alfa Romeo. That is unbelievable. Good drive from Neelix, I have to say, as well.
Oh, definitely strong
From
drive
Black
for
and
him. I'll quickly fire through it. We've got Dodgy, Cowan, Alfa Romeo 1-2. As Max was saying, only drivers not to get penalties in the race. Maxwell, a strong podium once again in the McLaren. Gareth with a late jump onto the Source P4. Scott Laney 5th, Scott 6th, Neelix and Steve 7 and 8. Dolphin and Colden rounding at your top 10. Crafty, Paul, Lofty, and Baggy was 11th to 14th, and then we had Grumpy Orange with a spin right at the end, and we're going to get the top 3 in, and we will see, and we'll hear from them, because there's probably a lot on your mind, there's a lot on my mind, and I'm quite interested to see what the drivers thought. Just what happened, really. But while we're getting them in and discussing the events, this is your time to get driver of the day votes in. And I'll ask Merckx at the end before we confirm who it is that's got it. So
yeah, I don't know at the moment, but yeah, just get your votes in. I'm gonna have to digest that in about 10 seconds time when I interview these podium sitters, because yeah, I mean, from spectacular crashes to overtakes to tyre strategies to, well, I don't even know what at this point. It was topsy-turvy the whole way through, but I'll get on with the podium interviews. Make sure you all tick your box in the party chat. Maxwell, again for the 3rd week in a row. Same time next week, or we're gonna continue this? And I have to say, I mean, I don't know how you got there in the end, but the fact that you finished P3 is pretty good. All I know is that it was hectic, and I just want to say congrats on the P3 once again for the 3rd week in a row. How was that for you?
I think I've got a bit of a nosebleed that I need to clean up, because this podium malarkey is bizarre, but that was every bit as hectic as it seemed to be for you guys, especially at the end there, where it was literally everyone boxing for softs, and I'm just like, if Lewis Hamilton can take it home, why not just try it? But the rears were like 80-odd%. It was really, really bad, but chaotic throughout. Even had to follow Neelix's version of the Truly Train. I'm like, is this karma right in front of me? But to be the position I was in to finish like that is just incredible. Kudos again to Sam for the good strategy call to get me in for that fresh pair of intermediates. But what a race, man! What a race!
I mean, yeah. I mean, when you watch it back, I'm sure you will. Yeah. I mean, I think me and Riggs were. Well, I know I was shouting quite a lot at some points. Yeah. That was incredible. And I think it's. I was speechless at the moment, because I don't really know what to say, because you're on the podium for the 3rd week in a row, 3rd place 3 times in a row. I mean, I mean, you obviously weren't expecting that, but it just shows that you've been really consistent recently, and you must be really happy with that.
Oh yeah, Sue's obviously quality's been terrible with me all year, to be fair, but that's never been my strength. But like when I'm lining up like 12, 13, 14 for like, forget a wee point, it's great, but I just always go with that George Russell quote: folk are going to make mistakes, there's going to be opportunities, just put yourself in that position to take them. So I think I'll be a nosebleed, I doubt I'll be back, but never know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you doubt you'll be back, but you said that for the past couple of weeks.
I know.
So, but there you go. But well done on the P3, and yeah, it's good form at the moment.
Thanks, man, appreciate it.
So then, for the first time, we have, I think this is the first time we have an Alfa Romeo 1-2, let alone Cowan on the podium. I mean, me and Riggs absolutely celebrated with joy at the end before you jump up. Probably a bit biased, but we don't care, because we were just chuffed to see you up there. And I remember seeing in the Twitch chat that you'd gone with a wet setup, and boy, did it pay off. And well, I mean, it was tough throughout the whole race, tough at the end especially. And I have to say, P2 is a very good result. And yeah, how was that for you?
I'm more surprised than anyone, I think. Yeah. Basically, I was just, my heart's going 10 to a dozen about it. I was going out, and then I thought I aren't going to make the same mistake as Monaco and do a late. I'd lated pitted and after dodgy, and I thought, now I'm going in now. I want to feel comfortable and get the grip. And then I could just see the McLarens in front of me, and I'm just thinking, they're losing grip. I can feel they're losing grip, and then I didn't want to push too much because I could see penalties. So, but apart from that, I was buzzing for dodgy as well. The Alpha for the team. It was a mad race that way.
Yeah, I mean, mad, crazy, topsy-turvy. I think you could give it all the names you want, but I mean, from where you started to where you finished. I mean, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And to finish first you must finish. And I think you proved that point. And yeah, no penalties as well from the pair of you. And I think, yeah, I mean, it's just good drive. And I think you've had some good races, but not had the best of luck. But this time you got what you deserved, and that was a thoroughly deserved P2. So well done.
Thanks very much. It's a pleasure to be interviewed by the two legends like Till It Drove. And basically Craig said it to me, started where he was, and he says finish where I was. So shout out to Craig there for helping me, and Alpha team. Boys are class.
Yeah, and you know, fate works in mysterious ways, and I think it falls into your favour today. So yeah, well done again.
Thanks very much.
So then, Dodgy, finally back onto the top step. We've had a couple of chances, had a couple of stabs at it in recent races. I mean, I don't think it was as hectic from your point of view as it was from ours. But I think once you got into the lead on the opening lap, we said in commentary that you never looked back. And I have to say it was a class performance from you. How was that for you?
Well, to be honest, it was a bit of a sweat and a lie. Qualifying for me was a bit topsy-turvy. I was struggling to really get a lap the sessions, and then managed to pip them at the end of the time. Got P2 on the grid, so I was happy with that. And obviously we knew the rain was coming, so a few of us made the call to go mediums in Q2 because we thought the rain would come at the end of the first stint. But it came a little bit earlier than what we thought, so we all had to go into intermediates. Then the safety car came out. I made the decision on one of the safety cars to stay out, which I thought, at the time, that's the wrong decision. I knew I was going to have to pit again, but then I managed to pull out a gap between myself and Gareth, I think it was, in second at the time, and I could see that everybody had a large amount of penalties, so I just knew if I keep it clean, I'm going to pit again, and I might come out in about 4th, 5th or 6th, and then I've got a chance to really attack the last 4 or 5 laps. And then what really helped was everybody coming in for soft tyres on the 2nd or 3rd last lap, which put the nail in their coffin, I guess, and then that was it. Just finished the race.
Yeah, it was very, very tough at the end. And I think obviously you pitted. When you pitted, I thought, what are you doing? I was like, it turns out you were fine on penalties anyway.
Yeah, I didn't want the same thing to happen as what happened last week, where I got the puncture on lap 9. So I thought I'm going to have to come in. The rears were on sort of 70% when I came in, so I thought I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to come in, and I'm glad I did, to be honest.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it was the right decision because you won the race. So I was unsure at the time, but I guess at the end of the day, it was the right thing, and you kept the car on track, and you don't have to worry about Canada anymore, and move on. But yeah, I have to say, very well done on the win, and and
thanks very much.
You gain on the Renaults as well, so every little helps.
Yeah,
and
I just want to say as well, well done to Cowan. That was an absolutely amazing race from you, mate.
Yeah, well done for the Alfa Romeo team. 1-2 finish here in Canada. I definitely was not expecting that. I think I predicted Dodgy to win, but I didn't predict anything else because we ran out of time. So yeah, I'll gladly take that, put the feather in that cap. But then I'll hand it over to Riggs.
I don't even know, man. I really don't even know, but if there's one thing we need to kind of cover before we go is, have you decided who your driver of the day was, Merckx? We have got a winner, but just to see if you're in the same kind of thoughts as everybody else, or if you're just kind of different.
I think Cowan must have got driver of the day.
Aye.
Yeah.
Can I put my vote in now, because I never put it on the stream?
Aye,
Can
go
I say
for
Cowan
it.
as well?
Aye.
I think we give it to Cowan. I think we have to. I have no idea what I'm going to say in the description for driver of the day, but because that was hectic. But I'll weave a way of making it sound good, and hopefully you'll get driver of the week. But yeah, that was thoroughly deserved driver of the day, and well, it's lovely to see you on the podium as well.
Definitely.
Brilliant. Thanks, everyone.
Definitely. I'd probably have to put my weight in, as much as I mean, see if honestly, I'd love to split it between the alphas. I just can't do that because I mean, I'd probably get tilt after doing that. So I'd have to pick Cowan. Dodgy, at least you get the win. So I suppose that's no all bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's looking in the chat as well that as soon as the checkered flag fell, the chat pretty much blew up, and I don't know if Bennett's been keeping up with in the alpha chat or whatever, but he says that the points haul here's got he's massively out the mud, is what he says on the stream. So hopefully some strong points to get yourselves well and truly back into the hunt. Massive support for Cowan for driver of the day in the chat as well, so I think that's quite unanimous there. So I'd like to just extend my congratulations to him for that. Honestly, in a race that provided many twists and turns, we started off a bit sombre, obviously with the news earlier of the day, and I mean, as much as the race had its highs and its lows, I think that's definitely one that will live in SLR's memory for times to come.
Sorry,
on.
to cut you off there, Riggs. I think Murray Walker would have been proud of that race. I'm sure he'd have been off his rocker watching that. But yeah, I think he would have had a lump in his throat seeing Cowan in P2. So yeah, it was a race. I think it done it justice for the commentary. I hope we did justice, but yeah, that was something else.
Definitely. And Flembogs also said Race of the Century. We had this talk before. You'll find out that if you watch it back in the break, we had to talk about Race of the Century. I think Flembogs really want to kind of put this one forward, and I definitely wouldn't blame him. But I'll just round up there, extending my congratulations to Tap Free and to Cowan for his Driver of the Day nomination. It's quite unanimous in the chat. Dodgy, well done on the one, and Maxwell, a regular podium appearance. As Max was saying, it's the third in a row, and it might as well kind of be a regular thing with the way your form has been. So all three used to have equally proud drives for various different reasons. If you're not quite done with Canada yet, we are back here on for the final race for Elite tomorrow at 7 o'clock GMT. If my co-commentator take to the track and see how he fares with the street circuit, and see if the weather or any that kind of come into play, then you'll need to tune in at the time to see how he fares. But if you're just focused on Division 3, we go to France in a week's time at 9 o'clock GMT on Saturday the 20th March, the 20th of March, and you can see some more of this action as we go to Paul Ricard in the south of France. If we don't see them on, hopefully we'll see you next week, and we'll catch you in the next stream.